For his exceeding achievements in church leadership and management, Bishop of Boya, His Lordship Michael Bibi, receives yet another award from Bamenda-based media group Lifetime Magazine and newspaper. The award was handed to him earlier today at his small support residence. Awareness and sensitization continues for population to guard against the sickle cell disease. The day commemorated this June 19 is on the theme Hope Through Progress, Advancing Global Sickle Cell Care and Treatments. And the Boya Council has started works on the access bridge at Moki Garage linking Great Sopo and Bakwiri Town. The 6 months project will solve the issue of constant traffic in that part of the town. Good evening, dear viewers, and welcome to Divine Mercy Prime. Those were the top stories for tonight's newscast. Their full readouts and more will be yours in a moment. In recognition for his works in the Diocese of Boya, the Right Reverend Michael Bibi has been honored as the most outstanding torch bearer in church infrastructural development by the Lifetime Media Group. The award ceremony took place this Wednesday, June 19, 2024 at the Bishop's House in Sumosopo, Boya. Joseph Otop has details of this story.
Just like late Bishop Fulton John Sheen, who was known and recognized for his good works in evangelization and the media, His Lordship Michael Bibi can be likened to the late Bishop for his exceptional skills in leading the people of God and tactfully restructuring the Diocese of Boya. It is for this reason the ruling hierarch of the Diocese of Boya, Bishop Michael Bibi, this June 19, 2024, in recognition of his good work in the diocese, was honored as most outstanding torchbearer in church infrastructural development by the Lifetime Media Group through its CEO, Mr. Tim Finian. Presenting this award to the prelate, the awarder explains the criteria put in place for this award and these words of encouragement for the prelate.
We had to take very strict and stringent measures for any of the laureates that was in Bamenda last Saturday. And when you look at the Diocese of Boya, we realize that the bishop has sacrificed a lot, even sacrificing his life. We've seen him on the high seas going to meet Christians on bad roads, even in times of distress with the ongoing crisis that children are killed, people are killed. He's always there to console the families. So we realize that the bishop, the Diocese of Boya has grown a lot. So we thought this award is like some sort of encouragement to tell His Lordship that his Christians love what he's doing and that they're praying for him to continue on the same path.
Receiving award for the third time, Bishop Michael appreciated the awarders concerned as well as his collaborators for their relentless efforts.
This is the third I'm having within a very short period, and if these awards are given, I am sure it's because the work that we are all doing has an impact in the lives of the people. The award, yes, is given to me as Michael Bibi, the Bishop of Boya, but I know that it's given to the priests, the religious, and the lay faithful of the Diocese of Boya, because whatever I am doing in the Diocese of Boya, it is thanks to the collaboration and cooperation of all the priests, of all the religious, and all the lay faithful. And that is why I say I'm dedicating the award to them, an award given for most of the work that we carry out in the diocese. And at the same time, if the diocese is visible, it is thanks to the work of the Communication Directorate. It is thanks to the work of the Divine Mercy Radio Television that is able to let the world see what we do as far as the work of evangelization and catechesis is concerned in the church.
Overseeing all spiritual, social and economic activities of the diocese entrusted in his care, one can therefore say that His Lordship Michael Bibi continues to leave his name on the sands of time by his work as a leader.
This is the third award on church leadership and management the Bishop of Buea, His Lordship Michael Bibi, is receiving within a duration of about 9 months. Jude Mbako takes us back to the previous and says this additional award is testimony of the bishop's commitment in elevating the church and society. Let's follow this report.
The works of this church administrator, His Lordship Michael Bibi, have been very effective within his diocese, but also has an impact that echoes across the country and beyond. In fact, when religious authorities are mentioned for their incredible contribution to society, the name Michael Bibi always comes to the fore. One group that has been observant on the prelate's activities is the media. Of course, it is no doubt that for the press it is the society's watchdog. September 27, 2023. Publisher Nzi Eugene of the Newswatch newspaper from Yaoundé made a stop at the small support residence of the bishop with his crew to hand an award for church management. The publisher explained the purpose for that award.
Exceptional skills in leading God's people in the Diocese of Buea and for tactfully restructuring CUIB as a Catholic.
Before now, in the Diocese of Buea, there were some associations of priests that I would say were misleading God's people. Today they are no longer there. Some were even from a neighboring country. They are no longer there. It takes the wisdom of a leader who God has been using to bring down to bring such order. You bear with me that before now, the Catholic University Institute of Buea was marred by several scandals. But since the coming of Bishop Michael Bibi, all these have been laid to rest.
And in 2024, April 5th, His Royal Highness Thomas Fortang, a media personality and president of Grass to Grace humanitarian organization, reached Buea all the way from Douala with his crew as well. On his part, the Bishop Michael Bibi has stood the test of time in nation building, and most especially his transformation of the Diocese of Buea has warranted this award.
Mr. Journalist, this diocese was facing a lot of problems. There were a lot of controversies and lots of. So one of the factors or concept that made us understood that he has to be encouraged with the Courageous Men Prize is the fact that he came here within the twinkle of an eye. He transformed the diocese that was almost dying. The diocese has thousands of Christians. He transformed the diocese. Brought the diocese from grass to grace, educationally, religiously speaking, and otherwise. Lots of people are appreciating. So we said, why don't we come and give him a pat on the back? It's important to pay homage to people, give them rare tributes while they are still alive.
And now, this is June 19th, 2024, for Tim Finian from Lifetime magazine and newspaper in Bamenda. Here is his reason for the award to the bishop for the most outstanding torch bearer in church infrastructural development.
We realize that the bishop has sacrificed a lot, even sacrificing his life. We've seen him on the high seas, going to meet Christians, on bad roads, even in times of distress, with the ongoing crisis that children are killed, people are killed. He's always there to console the families. So we realize that the bishop, the Diocese of Buea has grown a lot. So we thought this award is like some sort of encouragement to tell His Lordship that his Christians love what he's doing and that they're praying for him to continue on the same path.
This award, within a time frame of 9 months, is telling of the commitment and achievements of the prelate in and out of his diocese. It serves not just a courage to the resilient bishop, but also a pointer for him to continue the work assigned by the Universal Church. Events as such brings pride to the Christian population of Buea and beyond that has grown spiritually and infrastructurally under Bishop Michael Bibi.
Construction works have commenced on the bridge linking Bakweri Town and Great Sopo here in Buea. The project that is under the Buea Council will help curb the issue of traffic in the town after its construction. While work progresses, an alternative route has been made available. However, users say more should be done to improve it within the 6-month duration they will have to use it. Jude Mbaku went out there to examine the state of the roadworks. Here is his report.
This stretch of road through the Great Support Market used to be a crowded space with traders selling on the road. The situation was so bad that many didn't know that this was actually a motorable road. Now, for 6 months, drivers will have to use this stretch while the main bridge linking the two parts of Great Support undergo reconstruction. Visibly, works have started on the bridge. As for the access road, drivers and inhabitants are elated with the alternative but say it still poses a difficulty for mobility.
I am actually a taxi driver by name Julius here in Buea. So from the encounter of the newly created route, we don't really see any better progress on it because the road in question is very bad, following the numerous amount of stones. Meanwhile, the council was supposed to have really organized the road before letting us into the access. It is with a lot of euphoria for us seeing the project coming up because following the amount of traffic we used to have around the Monkeys Garage, it has always been a problem, particularly during school period. Yeah.
Ganje Thomas. Challenges is that the road is not smooth. They need to remove some stones which are on the road to make it clear and a bit wider. They need something to push the road to move smoothly.
The mayor of Buea, David Mafani Namange, on the field this day, acknowledges the challenges that the road poses, but also gives an alternative to road users of this stretch.
Yeah, the alternative road will be from the wrestling field Great Support coming out through the market at OIC. But we are pleading is going to be a unique, just one direction, because if the road is not that wide for vehicles to be going through it or from both directions, so you can drive through the former GC Board Sandpit, or those who live above the road and you drive downwards and you use the road to join the Paul Biya Boulevard.
This bridge linking Bakweri Town and Great Support through the Moki Garage here in Buea has a duration of 6 months to be completed under the Buea Council. Council authorities say after its completion, the issue of traffic flow in this part of the town will be a thing of the past.
The people of Small Sopo Buea have expressed dissatisfaction towards the behavior of the divisional officer of Buea as he failed to meet with the people in the communities to tackle the water crisis problem which they face. They now look forward to seeing their invitation respected and this pertinent issue handled by the local administrator as soon as possible. Eileen Sama was with them and now reports.
Tuesday, June 18, 2024, members of the Traditional Council and locals in the area gathered in this classroom at Government Primary School Small Sopo Buea for a meeting with the Divisional Officer of Buea, Abba Abdurrahman, who did not show up after sending them a letter that he would be there on the said day to discuss the water crisis situation in Small Sopo, hampering the smooth flow of activities in the community. Kebi Eugene is quarter head in this neighborhood.
I been part of the meeting and it was clearly stated and clear. Say there is no association that can come into the village and be above the traditional council. And even the so-called document that was married and say the gate authorization function was illegal and the document was withdrawn. The SEO stairway say in administration, he not supposed say if he's stepping into this matter directly, he may say they don't fail. But in one person he don't fail, we'll give him another chance. So let me write, so you can visit us, look into the program and the problem, get the resolution for the meeting will get that, and the solution. So when we see this letter, we can visit the cabinet. We feel say that is the beginning of the solution. But we'll be so embarrassed. Say we are here, no words, no nothing.
The locals of Small Support are disgruntled by the way this pressing issue is being neglected by the local administrator.
You don't invite people to your office and go for there because this is come. You don't invite, we don't make program to come here. I think that this is the 10th time in those still turn up. So I don't understand where that's what administration work. Or I say that the system will go away. Because we know we continue to carry every day. People they get in there. As if we committed, as if we be committed. Some of us do the work, we get in the hole, we go away, we support for people. You know, we say because we see what administrator was on down, you get right for make, they say minimize people in the area, it's not correct. And I want to talk very clear because now they make all the confusion. So, and if tomorrow something happens within this area, they will be responsible because you know about neglect the problem will follow us.
We are on part of the here according to the letter. And we don't do that one. If you call them again, we will see you. Because now president,
Although the people of Small Support are aggrieved by the absence of the Dio of Boya, they look forward to meeting him soonest to tackle this pertinent issue in the community.
The world this Wednesday, 19 June 2024, commemorates the World Sickle Cell Day. The day was established by the United Nations General Assembly in order to increase awareness about the sickle cell disease and its care about the population. This year's theme is focused on hope through progress, advancing global sickle cell care and treatment. Nadeshme has details and more in this report.
Sickle cell disease is one of the major genetic diseases affecting people worldwide. It is frequent in Africa, African Americans, Caribbeans, Middle Eastern and Asian countries. In Cameroon, the exact number of people born and living with sickle cell disease is unclear. Statistics shows an estimated 2% or more people have the condition. Because of the lack of adequate care, many children born with sickle cell disease die before the age of 5 years. The general practitioner at Mount Mary Hospital Boya expatiates why this day is celebrated.
I think it has a positive feedback from it. It's always good to commemorate these days because it makes people aware of what sickle cell is, how it's managed, and most especially how it can be prevented.
Far from being a myth or witchcraft manipulation, sickle cell disease is a genetic health issue which is very present in the Cameroonian society. Those born into this disease suffer the consequences in different ways.
Usually when the child is around 6 months of age, you start having swollen hands, swollen feet. That's what they call camptobrachydactyly edema. That's the first manifestation of sickle cell. As the baby grows up, pain becomes another presentation, joint pains left and right, and sicklers have a certain facet. Generally they are tall, they have long tapering fingers, they have frontoparietal bossing, they have a long score, wide parietal region, they have prominent incisors. Added to the fact that they are always in crisis, pain left and right, they're equally having low blood level, their hemoglobin is usually very low. Others might have presentation like chronic wounds, they have wounds that don't heal, that's another presentation.
Awareness in the Cameroon context is on the rise, and health institutions are actively involved in receiving, treating and counseling the sicklers.
Now, worst of all, 2 sicklers, that is catastrophic. They shouldn't even get married because all their children will be sicklers. So the first is to prevent. How do you prevent? You do what they call age-based apheresis. You know your genotype. If you're carrier of the sickle cell trait, and if you are, you shouldn't get married to a sickler or somebody to carry of the sickle cell trait. Because in so doing, you can end up having a child which is a sickler. So the main thing is prevention. Now, for those who have a child which is sickler now, what about them? Sicklers, to manage sicklers is expensive and it's stressful. It brings a lot of stress. Now sicklers have to be kept warm, they have to prevent them from having malaria, so they have to do everything to prevent malaria in sicklers. They just have to be kept warm, they should have a kind of emotional, convenient environment, they should not be stressed out too much.
Sometimes, these warriors find themselves not being accepted in the society or unable to grow normally as other children of their age. Dr. Chenju William therefore beckons on the population to closely monitor these sicklers and help them face this disease, especially when they are having the crisis.
Those who have children who are sicklers, they just have to make sure the child is in a conducive environment and making sure the child takes his or her medications regularly to prevent crisis. That's just it, and everybody needs to be supportive, because sickle cell it's not just the child, it's all about the environment, and the child needs support, the family needs support, because when a sickler comes in crisis, it's really not easy to manage. So the family have to be united to help that child go through the difficulties related to sickle cell.
Every year on June 19, World Sickle Cell Awareness Day is observed to increase public awareness of sickle cell disease. This year's theme is focused on Hope Through Progress, advancing global sickle cell care and treatment.
The finals of the Chancellor's Cup at the Kalik University Institute of Buea CUIB took place today, Wednesday, June 19, 2024. At the Moluko Omnisport Stadium, Buea. The final had disciplines such as football, volleyball, handball, and basketball. Hillary Clinton has details of this report.
This kickoff from the president of the institution, Reverend Father Bartholomew Anyanwu, sitting in for the Chancellor, the Right Reverend Michael Bibi, set the pace of the finals of the Chancellor's Cup, which is a climax of weeks of intense competition and camaraderie among the students and faculty members, together with the staff of the School of Saints and Scholars. The finals featured basketball, handball, volleyball, and football matches.
I think that has been a wonderful tournament, an annual tournament called the Chancellor's Decathlon. Sporting events involving different disciplines, football, handball, basketball, and so on. It's a moment when students also entertain themselves, and students also exhibit their talents, and students as well, different ways of studying. I think that so far it has been wonderful. It has gone through for some weeks, and today we are having the finals. And I think that personally it has been very, very engaging on the part of the students, staff and faculty.
The atmosphere was electric as each sport unfolded, drawing an enthusiastic supporters and students alike, signaling kind of outdoor interactive moment for all present. As a means of motivating the students who participated and mount the podium of victors, medals and trophies were awarded to students and the various teams. Reverend Father Kingsley Mwabeze is a student of the School of Agriculture. He received 3 categories of medals.
I am happy today that at the end of this competition, I'm one of the students who won the highest medal. I have 2 gold medals and 1 silver medal, and I represented my school very, very well. At least I'm very, very happy, and I thank my team very, very much for supporting me and giving me the encouragement to go, even though I played alone. One-man team, defeating a team of 6 players. It was very, very interesting, and it's just because I have the support and encouragement of my dean and other students from my own school.
The president of CUIB, on behalf of the Chancellor, expressed gratitude to the students for their active participation. He called on them to continue developing their skills.
There's bound to be a winner and also a loser, but we are all moving the same boat, which is CUIB. The first thing, I want to thank them sincerely for their disposition and their active participation. And I think that many of them have exhibited their talents. I think that my humble invitation to them is to keep on developing these talents which they have showcased in the course of these days.
The victorious team cannot hide their excitement as they jubilate. Worthy to note is that the Chancellor's Cup is an annual competition at the Catholic University Institute of Buea aimed at uniting the students as well as the faculty members.
Out of the country, Cyril Ramaphosa of South Africa has officially taken over office in South Africa as the country's president. He begins his second mandate today, Wednesday, as he was sworn in a public display. And Joe Biden has paved the way for migrants who entered illegally into the country and are married to U.S. citizens. 500,000 undocumented spouses of America will benefit from this pathway. Matilda Bison tells us more in this report.
South Africa's President Cyril Ramaphosa was sworn in for his second mandate this Wednesday after a tedious last month election. Ramaphosa secured his position after gaining majority votes among members of parliament allied to the African National Congress ANC, the Democratic Alliance and other parties that backed his candidacy in parliament last week. Ramaphosa won accordingly in parliament against a surprise candidate who was also nominated, Julius Malema of the far-left Economic Freedom Fighters. Ramaphosa received 283 votes to Malema's 44 in the 400-member House. This was the first time the ANC failed to secure the majority after the 29th May election, when other parties strengthened their numbers in the parliament. Ramaphosa received a 21-gun salute military flybars and a parade of honor by the servicemen. South Africa in recent times has been undergoing pressing problems that include some of the world's highest levels of unemployment, inequality, and violent crime. The United Nations on Tuesday announced the delivery of aid to Haiti to caution against the devastating effects of the hurricane and violence. The UN's deputy spokesperson Farhan had said the aid will help hundreds of displaced families in Haiti due to the ongoing violence and the upcoming hurricane.
Organized through the World Food Program, landed in the capital, Port-au-Prince, carrying 55 tons of medicine, shelter, and hygiene materials. These supplies will be used to assist displaced people and to prepare for the hurricane season. WFP's School Meals Program has now distributed some 30 million meals across the country since the start of the current school year. Of these, nearly 17 million meals have been provided through its program that supports local farmers. As we previously said, the education sector has been severely impacted by the recent violence, with more than 200,000 children and 4,000 teachers affected in the West and Artibonite.
Haiti is experiencing the hurricane season since the beginning of June and will run through November and is forecast to be severe this year. A gang-fueled crisis has also devastated Haiti, and the UN estimates 360,000 people in the Caribbean nation who are displaced. During the briefing, Farhan further denounced attacks on the health personnel and facilities amidst the ongoing conflict between Israel and the militant Hamas group. After restricting the possibility for migrants who cross the Rio Grande to apply for asylum on June 4, Joe Biden announced on Tuesday, June 18, a measure paving the way to citizenship for migrants who entered illegally and are married to U.S. citizens. At the same time, the president decided to facilitate the process for granting dreamers, that is, those immigrants who entered the U.S. illegally as minors and who have then spent their entire lives in the country on work visas. Once they have completed their studies, these non-deportable young people will be entitled to a visa if they are offered a job in their field of expertise. These measures announced from the White House were meant to upset the impression that Biden had yielded too much to the right on June 4. Jill Biden, the U.S. president's wife, extolled the contribution of migrants and refugees to American society in an address from the White House. More specifically, undocumented spouses will now be able to apply for a green card, a permanent residence permit, which after 3 years will entitle them, just like any other foreign national spouse, to an American to apply for.
With that report on our foreign page, we come to the end of Divine Mercy Primer. But before we let you go, let's review the headlines once more. For his exceeding achievements in church leadership and management, Bishop of Buea, His Lordship Michael Bibi, receives yet another award from Bamenda-based media group Lifetime Magazine and newspaper. The award was handed to him earlier today at his small support residence. Awareness and sensitization continues for population to guard against the sickle cell disease. The day commemorated this June 19 is on the theme Hope Through Progress, Advancing Global Sickle Cell Care and Treatment. And the Buea Council has started works on the access bridge at Moki Garage, linking Great Support and Bakwiri Town. The 6 months project will solve the issue of constant traffic in that part of the town. Thank you for watching Divine Mercy Prime. Stay tuned for more beautiful, interesting programs and educative programs at DMR TV. While waiting to see you same time tomorrow, we wish you a restful evening. Up next shall be Mountain Echoes. Good night.